Hello, my name's Destin Blake,
And I'm Michelle Brooks.
and the topic today is the importance of relationships. And you may ask yourself, what is a relationship? There are many interpretations to a relationship, and there's no one clear answer. But knowing me, I tried to find the simplest answer, and I came up with is a connection that one has with another being, or it can even be an object. For example, I don't really have a when I was growing up, I didn't really have a good relationship with cars because I used to beat on them because they wouldn't want to start when I tried to start them. It wasn't a good relationship, but it was still some sort of relationship. And all relationships are enduring and they never disappear. No matter how much you don't like a person, that relationship will never disappear. It may change through multiple interactions, but it'll never disappear. How we experience relationships in our lives. We experience relationships almost every day. It can be with the mailman, the stray dog that comes to your house, a child, a family members, a significant other, etc. And if you claim to be a loner, you still have a relationship with animals, if not animals, your stuff around your house. Or if you're really a loner and want to live in the middle of nowhere, the animals around you. It may be a neutral or a bad relationship, but it's still a relationship that would never go away. The importance of relationships. Relationships help direct our lives. For example, when I was growing up, I had a friend that was very into sports, especially soccer. But I was a fat kid, so I didn't like going outside or doing anything that requires exercise. But I liked my friend. So to keep this relationship, I would try to play soccer with him. I tried to I played goalie because it required little movement, but still, we had a good time. And even today, we're still friends. The little actions of me getting out of my comfort zone and adapting to my friend. I'm not saying everyone does this, but a high number amount of people will try to do this to preserve a relationship. And relationships also have health benefits to them. For example, we found that people that are in a relationship have a 50% higher chance in living a long and fulfilling life. While someone that's not in a relationship really don't have that. And relationships also can be a stress reliever, and people in a relationship also have a lower chance of receiving high blood pressure. I'd like to show you a video that can better explain what a relationship is.
It's all a relationship, then it's very sterile and you're just a brick in the wall. That's all you are. With relationship becomes that higher expectation. Discipline is, is it either punishment or is it about changing the MO, your modus operandi, the method of operating? So solution-focused discipline with measurable outcomes, the key is relationship. So that if indeed, whatever the discipline was, we have a conversation. Why did this happen? We know what, we know where, we know when, we know who, but it's the why that goes back. He reacted, she reacted, and then we move on. So it, again, goes back to, okay, Mr. T, this is what happened, here's the reason why, what did we learn from this? Because without reflection and introspection, then it's just discipline for discipline's sake. And you can study anything about detentions and suspensions. If there's no introspection, there's no growth. Without the relationship, they're not going to feel safe enough to then go into themselves and say, here's the reason why. How can we get into, now we have safe holds, if this happens again, let's try it this way. So there's another concept to think about, because it's not just about sitting at that computer. It's the whole student.
Now I'd like to turn it over to Michelle.
The importance of relationships in schools. The importance of relationships in our lives plays a role in how we view the world and our development as people. Beyond our experiences of how relationships function and our roles in them from our own homes, school is one of the first real-life examples we get. Our relationships with fellow children and teachers help our school experience and learn how important building these relationships are. According to the Education Trust, strong relationships between students and teachers provide a foundation for student engagement, belonging, and ultimately learning. As we know, humans are social creatures. Developing strong relationships are essential. Interpersonal interactions are critical to your entire physical and emotional well-being. These types of relationships alleviate the sense of loneliness while also providing a feeling of purpose for your life. And I would like to show a video expanding on those thoughts.
In short, all relationships are important. So, for example, it's important that children have relationships with other children, both peers and older children in a school setting. It's important that children have positive relationships with teachers, that teachers have positive relationships with parents, that parents have positive relationships with other parents, that preschool and school teachers and educators have positive relationships. When children are embedded in a web of relationships that support them and each other, then just about anything is possible. So relationships to us are the core of transition. It's not about what you know or what you can or can't do when you start school. It's about the web of people and contexts that will support you in that new environment. So in many ways, relationships act as a buffer. When things are really going tough, or they're really challenging, if you feel like that somebody knows you or cares for you or thinks you're a worthwhile person, then you can get through that challenge. But if you look around you and you think, well, nobody here knows me, they don't know my mum or my dad, or they don't know what I can do, or they don't know what interests me, it's really easy to disengage. So relationships are critical. All of us flourish in a context where we feel valued and cared for. And I think that's mostly what we'd like our children to start school feeling, that somebody knows and cares for them.
Relationships in the workplace. Positive interactions in the workplace are marked by trust, mutual regard, and active engagement. Employees who are satisfied with their overall quality of their workplace relationships are likely to become more attached to the organization. Social interactions in the workplace have been found to increase self-reported positive feelings at the end of the workday. Peer relationships represent the most common type of employee interaction. These peer relationships exist between coworkers with no formal authority over one another and act as an important source of informational and emotional support for employees. Regular positive social interactions cultivate greater shared experiences and the gradual development of more trusting relationships in the workplace. Thank you.